Can you tap the camera a little down?
Dude, I can try, but it's camera's. It's either gonna go down or where it was. No, I was just looking at the Takara no Baba stuff with that girl, Mogami Ai. That's crazy. But I mean,
yeah.
What's crazy is seeing people in Japan comment on it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I guess we should explain what it is, right?
So, yeah, this streamer girl named Ai Mogami, her real name is Airi Sato, was 22 years old at the time. She was fatally stabbed by this dude named Kenichi Takano, 42 years old, near Takadanowaba Station while she was live streaming actually. And said 5,000 or 6,000 people were watching that thing.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and probably they heard everything because police said she was stabbed over 30 times. Over 30 times, man. That's some
some crazy shit,
horror movie stuff, right?
Yeah.
And she later died at the hospital. Man, I remember like us talking about this briefly last week. And remember me saying, yo, it has to be some kind of fan or like stalker related.
Right.
Man, I was super right about that. So this dude, Kenichi Takano, who was from like Tochigi. Yeah, man.
Right.
Like,
so
this dude,
he made a trip, dude.
Yeah, he did make a trip. And yo, this dude, I read it on what was it, Mainichi Shimbun or some kind of Japanese news. Like this dude became a fan watching her stream at first, then found out she was also working at a kabakura, which is a hostess club, right?
Oh,
you know what's funny? Japanese media was like, oh, she was working at a restaurant, Inshokuten.
Oh, right.
But we talked about this before, right? But kabakura, they are registered as restaurants in Japan.
Right.
To it's a kind of loophole thing, right? Legal loophole.
Right.
Thing. And I mean,
and technically, there's no like illegal stuff happening at a kabakura. Like it may happen if the customer and the girl working there, the hostess, choose to, go further than the regular establishment activities. But
yeah, man. But it's actually a kabakura. And it's always funny. They like it says, shako inshokuten, social life restaurants.
Right.
Or settai inshokuten, so business treating restaurants. But anyways, this dude, he went from Tochigi to meet her, probably Shinjuku or I don't know where, but then became a simp, basically.
Right.
And of course, like this girl being a kabajo and a streamer at the same time, she started to milk this motherfucker for money. And you know the deal, like how they go. They'll say,
they're experts.
I
they
don't
got it down
have
to
money. Yeah, I don't have money. I will kill myself. I want to die if I don't get money. I need to pay my rent. I need to pay my noruma to the store. Like whatever, right? And they were like screenshots of line messages of saying these things. So it's not,
Oh, you've seen they released their conversation?
Yeah. Lying. I mean, it's like shinitai, okane ga nai. And this girl's a successful streamer. Every live stream, she has like 5,000, 6,000 people watching her, like making donations and all that stuff. But but then she was on a mission to milk this dude.
Right.
So man, like over 4 years, this dude, the Takano dude, he sent her 250万円, which is like what, about 17,000, 18,000,
right,
in US dollars, which also was shocking. He borrowed.
So
money.
he took out a loan.
Yeah. It wasn't like he was loaded. This dude didn't even have a job, so he took out a loan to send the.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
But yeah, for over 4 years. So it was like 50만, something 10만, you know, and they added up to 250만.
Yeah, no, that's crazy, man.
Man, only
and
to
who
be,
knows?
Only to be blocked in the end, man. Online. Yeah, and then what happened.
Right.
A Japanese tale as old as time, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's just very common. I told you I saw an interview with this girl. She wrote a book about how to basically shake lonely Japanese dudes down for money. And like, she worked at a kyawakura. And I mean, you know, for those who don't know what a kyawakura is, it's a hostess club. It's just a place where men go and pay to talk to young girls and wearing party dresses, and their whole job is to just, you know, make you feel like you're the man.
You're the man,
basically.
yeah.
Like, you know, they'll laugh at your jokes. Yeah. If you're a quiet person, they'll chat you up. They'll talk about whatever. They'll compliment you. They'll, you know, say whatever. I've been to them before. I've gone with Japanese friends. You know, like they get drunk and they're like, oh, let's go talk to some cute girls.
And dudes lie too, right?
Oh yeah, dude,
like,
all the time.
I'm a shacho. I'm the dude type stuff. And the girl's like, yeah. So on both parties, man, it's just
and like the funny thing about that is like it's an understood thing that everybody's full of shit. That was the hilarious part. Like I've gone a couple of times to different types and also at different times. So I've gone like to like there's like a happy hour where it's like half off. So like my friends would be like, yeah, let's just go early. So you know, you go, and then like, you know, the whole thing is to try to get their numbers to get them to go out and drink after they're done and whatever. And like,
try to, you know,
some
outside,
dudes. Yeah. I mean, it's the equivalent of like guys going to the strip joint and being like, no, I think this is the one, dude. Like they're all drunk. They're like, nah, man. Like, yeah, I know. They're like, I know they talk to everybody, but like me, I'm special.
Exactly.
They really care, you know.
Good point.
So yeah. So like dudes get, you know, they'll gas dudes up like that, and then like you said, like people will just, you know, everybody's lying, full of shit. One thing that would happen many times. I'd go with friends, and then somebody would be like, "No, this guy, he's like a famous." Like they would make up stories about who I was, and they were like, "I'm his agent," or "I'm like, you know, I'm his manager," or whatever. And like, I mean, you know, I'd be like,
"Those dudes, before they go, they have a game plan and stuff." Yo, I'll be this. I'll be like, okay, let's say for example, me. Yo, just tell me I'm a famous rapper or something like that. You could be a shacho of I don't know, a venture, like upcoming venture company or something like that, IT company. Well, I've never been there, but you know, I mean, again, man, it's.
No, yeah, I would put a stop to that right away.
People go there all the time, though, and again, like we said, it's a settai restaurant. Company people take you out to those places in Japan. Right? Because they can use the company credit card.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. They would always try. They'd be like, "Oh, Felipe, this is our story," and I was just like, "Nah, cut it out, dude." Like they're like, "No, come on." I'm like, "Nah," because you know they do that. Then I can't talk and I can't do anything. I gotta like pretend all this bullshit. Yeah. So I was just like, "Nah, we're not doing that, dude."
Yeah.
You know, they'd be all like, "Oh man, come on." But the funny thing is, again, it's just like, you know, it's just this like fantasy nonsense bullshitters.
It's
a contest where like the girls are telling
Olympics,
you how. Yeah. It is. It's the bullshit Olympics. The girls are like, "Oh, you're so handsome," and this and that and whatever, and then like the dudes are like, "Oh, you know,
it's
you know, oh, you're my type," and like, you know, and the whole thing is they want to keep you there for as long as possible, right?
Yep.
And then they also want to, you know, you got to buy them drinks.
Yep.
So they, you know, they keep, you know, "Oh, can you get me another drink? Oni-san."
Or whatever.
You know, and it's just, yeah. So that's funny. But this girls that do that, the ones who are good at it, you know, they know how to chat a dude up and make him feel like he's special and whatever. And, you know, a lot of these business guys, they're really, they're busy. A lot of them are like, either they don't have time or they're shy or whatever it is, and they go there, and then I guess the more like deluded ones think like, oh yeah, like these girls are gonna, I'm gonna find a girl here. And I mean, not that it hasn't happened ever in history. I'm sure somebody has at some point found someone. And I mean, I think also those girls, part of the thing about that job is that you might meet somebody that's like, is a shacho for real, not one of these like lying, like dudes making shit up. But like, you might find somebody that can provide and is like, the man, and then like
become a sponsor of you same time too.
Right.
They will get you a room wherever and pay your rent, whatever. You just have to sleep whenever.
And that happens
they
for sure.
Want to sleep with you, type stuff. I met girls like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for anybody going to those places, like just understand what the deal is. Like these girls are experts at, at creating these illusion fantasy situations.
Yep.
And most people go in there, they know the deal.
Yeah.
But some people don't, and they get hooked in, and like, and it's usually dudes who are either really busy or lonely or just don't know how to meet people or and whatever, and they'll get their hooks in those guys. And then they'll have like they'll have a list of customers that they keep up with.
Yep.
And so that's the thing I was telling you. I need to find that and look into it more. But like, there's this girl. Young girl, like probably early 20s in Japan, that worked at Hostess Club, and she came up with she wrote a book with like rules as to how to effectively like the manual on how to like get money out of these dudes. And so she wrote like, who's the mark, who's like the preferred target is someone who's really busy, who doesn't really have much of a social life. Maybe they're like, not they don't have a lot of like what's the word I'm looking for, like self-confidence, and so then you butter them up, and then like you keep up with them, and she's like, you have to hit them up like these many times a week, don't go over this number of times, but don't go below this number of times, so like you keep this guy warm, thinking like, and then you always text and like, when are you gonna come and visit?
That's the thing,
that type of stuff. And they keep bringing them in, and then they kind of create this like scenario where it's like a relationship,
right,
for somebody who's falling for this, right?
Yeah. And
she made a ton of money. She sold like so many copies of that because tons of girls bought it in Japan. It was like a bestseller.
Yep.
And then I guess some like popular YouTuber interviewed her, and then like confronted her about it and said like, you should be in jail. Like you're a like your fraudulent enterprise is like, but I mean, those people are adults and they should, they should be able to figure these things out. But again, a lot of people, I feel like, what's that?
Yoru no onna.
Right. Well, I also feel like, many people are kind of naive, even though they're adults. Like they kind of, because, like your word and honor and these types of things are important in Japan culturally. Yep. It also kind of creates a part of the population that even though they're already grown up and everything, they still like don't understand that like people can give you their word and not mean it. Like that surprised me. I met many people that I was like, wow, man, this person really kind of like, what's the word? Junsui, or like naive, like, or where it's like, well, she just told you that, dude. Like you don't think she tells other people that? Like,
yeah, I mean, yo, this is a cabajo. And they're like, nah, man. I mean, she only talks to me. Like, word, you really believe that?
Yeah,
I remember, Kabukicho. While we were doing konbini nomi outside, I will walk around too. And what do you see? In the like asa time, we call it asa time because it's still like what, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 9 p.m. Whenever these girls come to work, right? Yeah, they are like the unpopular ones or the shinjins, the new ones. they're in front of the store outside, constantly texting.
Yeah, they're hitting up. Yeah, they're hitting up all
like their customers, like the list. Like it's Monday, so today, Felipe社長さん.
Right.
今日暇なんだけど来ないの? It's slow today. Come over. We'll give you an extra bottle or something like that.
Right.
Yo, non-stop, man. I'm pretty sure they're not only. Yeah.
The good ones make notes. They're like, okay, this guy likes this.
Yeah,
like
so
they
maybe,
remember.
Yeah.
It's part of their job. Is like having,
Yo. But again, man, that's the name of the game. That's the business. Yeah. So.
Yep.
People will be like, yo, like these girls, they should go to hell, whatever. But again, same thing with these streamers, YouTubers, influencers, OnlyFans girls, whatever. Korea, China, it's international, it's universal, man. Who's paying these girls, right?
Right.
People have to think about that. Yo, like these get it, like, yo, like, kawaii dakede. Like, she's so rich off her, like, looks. Okay, so who's paying these girls?
Yeah, a lot of dudes.
See, that's
there's guys that can afford to do that. Like, the real shachos, not the make-believe, fake, like, lying shachos,
those are the
real
ones.
Yeah. They're just... Yeah. Sometimes they buy them, like, really expensive. They'll buy them cars and things like that, too.
Yeah.
You know? So... It
like
can be really lucrative.
Yeah. For them, it's just a onna asobi. Just messing around with girls. It's part of their, like, whatever, fun thing to do in Japan.
Right.
But the problem is, these simps, these ippanjins, just regular ass dudes, who falls in love with these girls, man. That's like the simp culture in Japan, though.
Yeah.
Man. Because I remember... talking to these girls, like kabajos, like fuzokujos, and the girls working at those. Remember those goddess bars?
Right. So the fuzoku girls, those are prostitutes.
Yeah, and kabajos.
It's like there's a loophole kind of scenario in Japan where it's legal and they have a place where you go and they have their photo with their fake name and they even have like their skill set.
Yeah.
It has like
body
a
size
price.
And everything. Yeah.
It has like it has their body measurements. It has their hourly rate.
Yeah.
All these things, which was very shocking for me when I saw it for the first time. I even included that in a chapter in Peoplechu because it was like it was crazy. It was like when you go to McDonald's and you see the menu on the wall with like it was like that, and it was crazy because you got a person's face there and their name and
their price.
Everybody knows the name is fake, but it's still like very. If you've never seen that before, you're like, whoa, what?
Man, that was my first time in Japan too, because I stayed at Nishikawaguchi. I did not know at the time. I'm like, yo, I kind of had some idea because who does that other than that business. And later on, my stay in Japan, my friends are like I would tell them like my first day. And I told them like I stayed in Nishikawaguchi, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" Like, "知らなかったの?" I was like, "What?" Nishikawaguchi Mecca da Mecca. Fuzoku no Mecca. Nishikawaguchi, this place.
Is that right?
Yeah, has a lot of those brothels.
Right.
And I was like, "Oh, no wonder." It all made sense. Like after 3 or 4 years living in Japan.
Right.
But anyways,
you know what I thought was funny?
What?
The name soap. They call it Soapland.
Soapland.
Yeah.
It's basically taking a bath with this girl. And
they also call them health.
Herisu. Yeah, Herisu. Health.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. Yeah. Super genki. All that stuff.
Right.
Kabukicho. Let's talk about those places in a different episode. But I would talk to these girls because, again, it's really weird because after work, or on their day off or something like that, they will come to the club because they don't have anything else to do. And these girls are like yoru no onna, the women of the night. So they're like they have to relieve their stress somehow, some way, right? So there was some of them, they will come to clubs, and I became friends with them and all that stuff. And I would just talk to them and ask them about stuff, or they would just talk. It's a club, so everybody is drunk already. So like they always told me that like in Japan they call them honey trapping, honey torapu.
Right.
Like, honey trapping these dudes is kantandayo. It's easy. Again, like you mentioned, it's down to the science. And one of the things they mentioned was we just had to do dekiru onna no sashisu seso.
Yeah, that's classic, dude.
Yeah. Dekiru onna also means, that's weird too. If you say dekiru otoko, it's like, a dude who can work, who knows how to do stuff.
It's capable.
Yeah. If you say dekiru onna no sashisu seso, in this sentence, dekiru means otoko o yorokobaseru. To make a man happy. To make men happy, right? And sashisu seso is Japanese hiragana, ai ue o kakiku keko, and sashisu seso, right? So I was like, Nani sore, what is that? And they would tell me, okay, sashisu seso de, so wa is all about reactions. So if let's say like she's with a customer and say, このフェリペさんは超イケてる漫画家だよ. This dude is a famous mangaka. And thenそうなんだ. Super overreacting. Oh my god, そうなんだ. And知らなかった. I didn't know.
Right.
What
Wow.
was Su?
すごい. It has to be すごい.
Oh, すごい. すごい.
すごい, which is like, oh, so cool, so
cool.
amazing.
It's amazing. And what's sexy? To be sexy?
Right.
It has to be sexy or something like that.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And so, of course, like, そうなんだ. そうなんだ. So it's all about reaction.
Right.
To what the dudes
and always making like the customer or the mark,
the mark,
feel like, yo, I'm the man.
Yeah, these tricks, man. But
which the funny thing is, I remember when I first moved to Japan, I was talking to my editor, and I knew there were kyabakura, but the concept of people paying for conversation was foreign to me. Because any other country I've ever lived in, if you're paying a woman you don't know money, the service is not the gift of gab. It's another gift.
Yeah.
So like, I told that to him, and he's like, "Oh, you foreigners are all savages." And I was like, "Well, I'm just saying. I don't know. I've never heard, other than Japan, I've never heard of any other country that just pays money just to talk to someone. Because in most cultures I've lived in, talking is free as long as the other person's interested. You can have a conversation. But Japan's a little bit different socially. Bars are different, clubs are different. So like, people are different too. So there are situations where people are like, well, I'll just pay to talk to someone cute that's not gonna like judge me or say anything I don't want to hear. And then when I'm done, like when I'm done talking and laughing and drinking,
all the all for me, right? So I can
do
feel
all
like,
yeah, because it is. I mean, for people who aren't delusional, it is a mutual thing where the person goes there because they just want to feel like they're like appreciated. They want to tell something to someone. It's kind of like the bartender at a bar. Yeah. People go, they talk to the bartender, they tell him all their deals, what they're going through and whatever. That's kind of the same thing, basically.
I mean, same with God is a bar too. Same concept, but kind of cheaper than kyabakura. Because
the style is different too.
The style is different, but to me, if I go to like those goddess bars, like Korea, when you say a bar, I mean now we have like regular bars and stuff, but back then a bar was kind of like ayashi, like those goddess bars, like girls with like their mini skirts and stuff. Like as soon as I go to those places, I'm like game mode. I'm like, okay, now I'm not here to talk. I'm trying to like take you out mode, right? So I was just like, try to talk to her. I mean,
at the goddess bar?
Yeah, goddess bar, whatever bars, man. Like I go to success rate, maybe less than 10, but
the goddess bar, isn't that just like a kyabakura anyway?
But it's still a bar. I mean, kyabakura, it's more like I've seen videos and heard stories. But it's more like a sofa setting, right?
Yeah, Kawakura, they have tables with like either booths or like it's kind of like booths, and then the girls will come and sit with you for a period of time, and then
rotation,
a guy will come, and then like another girl, they'll rotate, and you can ask for the girl to stay. If it's someone you're talking to, you want to keep talking to, you're like, no, like, but the normal thing is to just talk to a girl, and then guys want to talk to a bunch of girls.
Yeah,
because that's the thing, dude. Like culturally, like there is this shyness in Japan too. So like this is a perfect scenario to like practice talking.
Oh, that too.
Girls and pretty girls and whatever, But again, it's all an illusion. It's a social illusion that you know.
But yeah, whatever it is, like these girls, like they're on a mission though. If they're working in one of those kyabakuras, no matter how like naive and pure they look, they're all on a mission.
Well,
like
yeah,
real talk, even regular girls
weren't.
do shit like that too though.
Right.
Regular girls, they go out, they do gyaranomi, which is, getting paid to drink with dudes.
That's not a regular girl. That's not a regular girl.
Regular girls do that. I mean, like kabajos do it. Regular girls do it. Regular girls do papakatsu, dating older men for money.
Papakatsu. What's that?
You know shukatsu, right? Get job hunting. Papakatsu.
Looking for a sugar daddy?
Yeah, sugar daddy.
Right.
And, even more these days. So.
But you would say that's a regular girl.
Regular girl, yeah, regular girl. I'm not saying mentally, but amateurs, not non-professionals, I would say. But things like that, yeah, basically using men for money.
I don't know if I would agree with that's regular girl. Like regular people who don't work mizu shobai or bars or that type of stuff.
100% do.
Who aren't trying to scam.
I'm talking about middle school girls and high school girls and daigakse girls. That's their baito to get a sugar daddy.
It's not regular to do that, dude. I think we're misrepresenting Japan, dude. The majority of people in Japan.
It's real though. Majority, no.
No, I know it's real. It's not. They're not normal, dude.
Morally is not normal. But I'm just saying amateur girls, not non-professionals. But like gyaranomi, regular girls do that all the time though. To go out, let's say
I've seen that working at the karaoke in LA even, but like those are college students, and that's some Japanese stuff where the dudes like come out with me and hang out, and
I'll pay you this much. Yeah.
And I thought that was weird. I saw it and I was like, what?
Oh, it's been around forever, man. Even papakatsu too. And the thing is, like these papakatsu dudes and girls, they're like, oh, I just want to, hanging around with younger generation girls, younger girls. And girls are like, oh, like we're not doing anything sexual. I'm just, talking to these lonely old men. But it's all bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not. Well, if there's any Japanese girls watching this video, let us know down below what you think. Is it normal to just go out and get money from a stranger to talk and hang out with them? I still don't think, in my experience, the regular girls that I met in Japan, they wouldn't do that. It's not saying that they don't exist. Obviously, they exist. And obviously, there's a lot of moral ambiguity in Japan from a Westerner's perspective. So, again, I'm coming from a Westerner's perspective. I'm not Japanese. So, I'm not going to pretend to know. But I did think that was something that was kind of not the normal thing to do. Because the group, like, people I hung out with, they wouldn't just say, "Oh yeah, my daughter does that." Like they wouldn't think it was cool for their daughter to do that.
Oh no. But,
so it's not a normal thing. When you say something's okay, you mean normal as in it happens often.
It does happen often.
Okay, but socially, it's not. I don't know if that's considered normal to do that, even though it may happen a lot. You know how there's like the ura and the. I don't think like this is like the Like I don't think. But again, I could be wrong. So anybody watching this who might know, Nihonjin no, what is it, 視聴者? ビデオ見てる人は教えてください。日本人なら、どう思いますか？これは普通かどうか教えてください。
I think, to me, like from what I've experienced, it is pretty futsu. Even a regular girl, like a normal, regular Japanese girl. I'm not saying all of them, of course, but, a lot of them, they had experience. once or twice. I'm not, of course, zero. And we should limit this to Tokyo too.
Well, yeah, I mean, Tokyo's different from the rest of Japan as well.
But again, like regular, even girls like keeping dudes around. Like, you know, they even have terms for those dudes. They say like, if I'm using this dude for money, they call him saifu, right?
Right, wallet. They call him wallet.
この人は財布. Yeah, like, cause I heard this many times in this club, and she would be texting somebody. I'm like, yo, like, call your friends, and they're like, okay, ちょっと財布呼ぶ.
Yeah, see,
next thing you know, 30 minutes, hour later, the Saifu dude comes. Yeah, and he pays for everybody.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, I mean, those types of girls.
Yeah, and you know what they call a dude who gives him a ride all the time? Ashi. Legs.
Yeah, call them legs.
Yeah.
They got all the nicknames, dude.
Yeah. And the dudes who buy them expensive meal. Meshi.
Meshi.
Yeah.
Man, that's real horrible.
Yeah, but
I mean, yeah.
Happens all the time in the city of Tokyo, man.
Yeah, well, you know, the other reason why I think it is important to mention Tokyo particularly is that most people in Tokyo are not from Tokyo. So their families aren't there, their social circles they grew up with, like nobody's there. So people it's easier for them to do things they would never do at home as well in
questionable
Tokyo.
Things too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and plus, you know, it's expensive to live alone in Tokyo. So, you know, like girls, it's pretty tempting for girls to do it. I mean, if nobody knows, then what's the deal then, right?
Right. Where's the harm,
like,
right?
Yeah, I don't have to be working at Mizushobai nightlife, but if I just have this one sugar daddy and nobody knows about it, why not?
Right. Yeah, the other thing is Tokyo does make it extremely easy for women to work in Mizushobai, like nightlife type things.
Yeah.
And make good money.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're having something very similar now, just digitally with like OnlyFans.
Yep.
Where like girls are, you know, they would never do that normally, especially not put themselves out there where they could be in a dangerous situation. But now in the comfort of their own home, all of a sudden it's like, why not? You know?
Now it's just, and plus, you know, here girls dress less, right?
They cover up less, right?
Yeah, cover up less, dress less.
Yeah.
That too, I guess. But, you know, it's just a bikini.
Right.
Why not? And again, who's paying for all those pictures and videos?
Right.
So
that's simp culture, dude.
Yeah, man. But like, don't get me wrong. Like, don't get us wrong. We're not knocking anybody hustle. Do what you gotta do.
Right. I mean,
especially in this economy. And I mean, you know, if you're in the Mizushobai, yoru no onna, the woman of night, right? You know, that's what they do.
Right.
Also, man, they know the deal too. Like we just mentioned, they go, they pay money, they get what they want. You know how we say like wham bam, thank you ma'am, and peace, right?
Right. Well, it's an equal exchange of
win-win for both sides, right?
Right.
And it's a regular trick shit, nothing strange. That's just the name of business.
Well, the issue is when you have people misunderstanding the situation, which is what happened in Takanohaba.
Yeah, and take things personal.
Right.
Yeah.
And, you know, this girl, because what happened was, from what I understand, this guy lent her a ton of money. What'd you say? It was like $17,000, the equivalent in yen?
Something like that.
Which he took a loan out to give her because he didn't have to begin with, which is, again,
he didn't even have a job.
Homie, what are you doing? But then she just he was contacting her, and you know, she just blocked him. She was like,
block. Again,
you know,
they do all that stuff, and they will.
You got to be careful.
They will be a digital girlfriend,
right?
Until your bank account becomes zero or minus in this case, right?
Right.
So that's the thing. Like tricks turning into simps, man, and the girls like then that's the time they start milking these simps for money.
Right.
Big money. Oh my god. It's like, you know, a romance scam, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a scam. And it's funny. I listened to some female Japanese YouTubers talk about this, and you know, they were saying you have to be careful, but they were also saying, like, you know, play stupid games,
Win stupid prizes.
yeah. So, and you know, because this one of them was a streamer, and she said, you know, when that happened, she thought, oh wow, like, you know, you gotta be careful when you're streaming out in public.
100%.
You know, because you never know who's around. And you know, if you're doing things where you're scamming people, then you know you got to be extra careful.
Yeah, man. I mean, the problem becomes real when things are already personal, and
right.
again, like, these are young girls, so they get carried away, push their luck.
Right.
You know how they say, like, choshi ni noru.
You're right.
Everything, yeah.
Norisugi.
Everything is just fun and games. Everything is too easy. You know, like, these girls will be saying, like, jinsei tanoshii, mainichi tanoshii. And yeah, man, for the price of what?
Scammer lifestyle, dude.
Yeah, I mean, for the price of what, right?
Right.
Like,
well, I mean, again, jinsei tanoshii, life is so much fun until you do the wrong thing to the wrong person, you know?
Man.
What were you saying? Was it a song that was like, kawaii dake de dame na no? Or what is it?
Kawaii dake ja dame desu ka? I mean, it's
Oh,
something like
there's-
what we have here. Like, if you're pretty, you don't have to work. But in Japanese,
Right.
it's like, kawaii dake ja dame desu ka? Meaning, isn't it enough just being
Right.
cute? Which
Right.
also means in Japanese, like, I'm cute, so I don't have to do anything else.
Right.
Type mindset. So, these are young girls. They don't really understand the weight of money.
Well, they also don't understand the weight of becoming 20 after 25 in Japan, dude. Which is like, to me, that was like shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
where it's like after 25, you're like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say damaged goods, but it's
That's
kind of, there's a reason why they call them Christmas cakes, because Christmas cakes, you can't eat them after the 25th.
So, yeah. On
I didn't make up that rule.
Most expensive, 24 and 25, okay price. Then after 25, it's just like, okay, leftover cakes.
Right.
Again,
Well, the other thing is this, is you realize why the whole like schoolgirl is such a kind of like this figure in Japan, where you see it in all the animes, but you see it in every billboards and all this stuff. I always felt that was weird, but it's like, I think as a woman, and I don't know how things are now, I think things change all over the world, and it's been a while, but when I was there, it was definitely, I would ask, like, why are adults, because the consumer isn't just kids, and especially these shows and stuff, adults are into them. I'm like, why is this fascination with like they're kids, like they don't know anything, they have no life experience, they're, you know, and there's the whole thing about like purity and like, what was I saying? There's like a Japanese sentiment about like beauty being like fleeting. Like the reason why they like sakura is because it's like it blossoms and then it's
then next
done.
thing you know,
right. So you got to really appreciate it in that moment.
Yeah.
That's I don't know about that, but like they do see it like that, and
I think
these girls that are like,
it's an Asian thing too. Yeah.
Right.
Like, dudes will say, like, girls are the prettiest in their high school or like late
Right,
teens
dude,
or shit like that. I'm like, word, okay, yeah, some girls.
Yeah, don't come to the US with that mentality, dude.
Nah, but then they be like, like the high school girls are too old here.
Would they look too old, or they are too old?
Compared to
Asian
girls,
same age.
Compared to Asian girls, compared to Asian girls.
Right. So they look too old, is what they're saying.
Like now, like, we have to. They put the bars down to middle school. I'm like, man, go to fucking
that's
jail.
some Noricon stuff, dude. Again, that's a cultural thing that is like.
And Japan, man. Again, Japan is a big country, so people. Of course, most people are nice, but there are mad creeps in Japan.
Oh dude.
Yeah, just like everywhere else. But in Japan, they're pretty specific about their kinks.
Right.
And
they're particular about their creepiness.
Yo, remember that
dude.
time? Like went to what is it? This place in Akihabara.
Mm-hmm.
And went into a store, and there was a TV playing this DVDs or like what is it, video or something like that.
I don't even want to talk about that, dude. That's
Man,
like
it was a girl,
horrible,
young
dude.
girl.
That's a topic on its own, dude.
Yeah, man. But anyways,
let's
go back to these simps, fucking simps, these tricks and simps, man.
Let's just say the laws are different in Japan about certain things, and
age of consent is like what in Japan?
I think
it's not 16. It's
13. No, I think it's like 13.
Maybe it changed, but when we were there, it was 13 or 12 or something like that.
Yeah. So again, and it's like I've had this conversation with editors and stuff, and like, you know, it got into territory of like, hey man, like you know, you don't like it here, get the hell out of here type stuff. It wasn't like that, but it was just like, oh, you Americans, this and that. Yeah. And it was like, well, I don't know if it's because I'm American. It might be. I mean, I know, you know, I've talked to people in Japan who, you know, not everybody's the same anywhere you go in the world. But yeah, I mean, it's a little bit shocking sometimes.
Yep, it is.
You know,
it is definitely. Okay, let's go back to these simps and cabajos and tricks and the price of money.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is, things are different now, and if you're streaming, you have an audience that is bigger than you can really understand. Like, you know, normally people don't just have thousands of people like listening to them and watching them at the same time. Like, it's just not a thing. And, you know, I don't know how popular she was, but, you know, some people have millions of followers and stuff.
She was pretty popular.
Right. So those things are, you know, we're living in different times now where people
Go ahead.
Yeah, what were you saying? No.
I wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, where people just, you know, you just push a button and all of a sudden, you know, a bunch of people, you have no idea where they are. You don't know. I remember when I lived in Hollywood, I would see people go to the Walk of Fame and the Chinese Theater and whatever. And, you know, I lived 5 blocks from there, walking distance, you know,
that place.
And like, yeah, I would see that. And I'm like, this person's doing this live. Like, you're right there. Like somebody who, you know, has some crazy person or someone that just has an issue with you or a fan or whoever. If they lived where I lived, they could just run down real quick and like meet you in person. And is that something you want?
And it happened multiple times, even on IG now, right? Like famous people, rappers and stuff, you know, they got shot and passed away because of those things.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But again, like you're getting all these, like these girls getting all this money, all that money, and tanoshi. But for the price of what, man? I remember like these girls, cabajos and the girls I'll talk at the clubs in Japan. A lot of them were saying they have mad stalkers to begin with. That's normal. That's just given. Like you will have stalkers, like real I'm talking about Japanese stalkers, not some bullshit like, oh, he's online stalking me on Facebook. No, real stalkers.
Yeah, they'll hide behind.
Yeah.
To hide behind the wall and watch you.
Night vision goggles, you know, the whole camouflage and everything. Type stalkers. Yeah, and these girls, they got blackmailed, death threats and stuff. And like some dudes too, like it's like the movie. I know what you do after work.
Is that what the movie's called?
No, I mean like the movie's like, okay, let's say like
you
like find out this girl is working at and again in Japan, if you get caught working at those places, you will not have a regular job. And that's how they threat regular customers too. Let's say like I'm working at a company and I went to this Kabakura or Herisu, whatever, and I got scammed. I couldn't pay him, so I owe them money. And they were like, they won't even be like, oh, we're Yakuza, we're coming for you. Not that. They will just, okay, I will come to your company at like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. to collect money. And her showing up to the company,
right.
That's it. Everybody's like, DJ Five Thug went to a brothel. Oh my God. And your social life is done. And of course,
right.
Like
even though they're like everywhere, like those.
Yeah. It's weird.
Every neighborhood, every district has like a few. And then some of them, which one did you say was like known for it?
Nishikawaguchi. There's a few Nishikawaguchi. I mean, Nishikawaguchi is
in
just
Shinjuku?
Nishikawaguchi is Saitama.
Oh, okay. It's called Nishikawaguchi?
Yeah, Nishikawaguchi. There's Kawaguchi, then Nishikawaguchi Station.
Right. Okay.
And after that is Warabi, where I got off. My first time in Japan, the station I got off.
Right.
Warabi Station. What's up, Warabi Station? Not that I know anybody there, but yeah, they will get blackmailed, especially girls, man. Let's say like I know this one girl who's working at a Kabakura or Heresu or Sopran or whatever, one of those brothel, like Ayashi ass places, right?
Right.
Oh my God, you're working there? Guess what? We're from the same inaka, same countryside or wherever, right? I know your parents.
Is that guy saying it?
No, like a regular dude. Let's say like me.
Oh, okay.
And this is not actual me, but this is just acting. Oh my God, you work there? Guess what? I know your parents too. I'm gonna text your parents now. And this girl, and this girl is gonna be like, no, don't let my parents know. Then you know what to do. Yeah.
Right.
It becomes like
that.
It's
extortion.
Yep.
It's crazy. It goes back to what we're saying. Like in Tokyo, a lot of things happen that wouldn't happen in their own, like Jimoto, countryside, hometown.
Yep. And
but because they're in Tokyo, they're like, God.
And a lot of those girls, after working as a woman of the night in Tokyo, a few years of that, they can't handle it and they just go back to their hometown. And even then, they go back super, super quietly. And dudes who still in the inaka, if a girl from Tokyo comes back, they already know the deal a lot of times.
What do you mean?
It's like, あの子、東京で like ヘルス嬢だった、キャバ嬢だった。
How do they know that?
I think it's because a lot of other dudes come to Tokyo too. They meet him and somebody like snitched or whatever. Or, it's like dudes talk too.
Oh, okay. So they find out from other people and then they come back and they're like...
And I'm pretty sure like by the girl's demeanor too, when they come back home. They're all like, weird. Not the something Aiko-chan that I used to know.
Right.
Well, they feel it right away. There's always a character like that in a movie or drama. In Japanese movies and dramas.
Right.
It's always a character like that. 東京で失敗して帰ってきました type.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, the Takada no Baba stabbing thing, it was a bit extreme, but...
How many times did he stab her? Like 30 something?
Over 30 times.
Yeah.
Over 30 times. That's some horror movie stuff.
This girl was saying like it was live. She got stabbed live and the guy walked into frame. So people who were watching it could hear it and then they saw him. But the other thing they were saying was, and this is one thing I noticed in Tokyo, is like when things go down, like we've mentioned it before, but people just keep moving.
Yeah.
They keep it moving. They don't get involved. I mean, I feel like big cities in the US are kind of like that too. New York's like that. Like things happen and people just don't want to get involved. Then you got the legal stuff where, you try to protect someone or help someone out who's in danger and then you end up going to jail for like stopping the assailant or whatever. We have laws here that like protect criminals. And then so then people are like, okay, well, you know what? I got nothing to do with this. Like you're on your own. And people, what this girl was saying was that people saw him. They just thought maybe he was helping her or something. They just kept walking. And then when the dude was all drenched in blood, then it kind of became obvious that he wasn't helping, and he just stayed there.
Yeah,
he stayed there till the cops got
and
there.
the cops came and was like, "Who did this?" And the dude was like, "Hi."
And he's like,
"Yeah,
man, that's some
again, it's some Japanese horror movie stuff."
Right.
But again, man, when I heard the news, to be honest, when I heard it was a popular girl streamer, I wasn't even shocked, man. I was more like,
well, you kind of put two and two together, right? Like,
yeah, and plus, man, it wasn't the first time like these things happen. It will happen again and again, especially with these Toyoko kids, and now we have like Tachimbos now.
Right. So Toyoko kids, to explain, those are
the
like
runaway
usually
kids,
high schoolers age people,
middle schoolers, high schoolers, even kids. Even
man, we got like this is like the darkest Cringe Musume episode to date, dude. But hey, it's the truth. It's what.
Yeah, I mean, it's
these things are happening.
Dark,
you know, like
but it is dark, but not that dark yet.
Okay, so let me see. We got someone getting stabbed over 30 times. We've got deranged people traveling many hours to take someone out. We've got talk of prostitution. Not dark.
Regular girls using dudes for money. What's so new about it, man? That's just life.
Right.
But yeah, man, I checked a few sites and social media sites too to see what people have to say. A lot of comments were like, pretty much like "Jamamiro, aha."
Yeah, dude, ruthless. But that's also the internet, right?
Yeah, that too. But it's Japanese internet too.
Yeah,
like "Jamamiro serves you right. Take that, bitch," type stuff. And
yeah, I mean, this girl I was listening to, you know, she didn't seem super like sympathetic to the streamer. I mean, you know, she said it was horrible that it happened, but then she also said like you can't just borrow money from people and peace out and not expect any kind of consequences, you know. So I mean, you're right.
A lot of people like it didn't have to end that way, but at the same time, it's believable. So
right.
Man,
yeah,
it's really weird, but again, man, it's like money, yeah, but I think, you know, again, becoming like super personal and making these dudes think like they're in some kind of relationship with the girl. I mean, that's when, you know, dudes, they go crazy, especially in Japan.
That's when things go south.
Yeah, really south, super south, man.
Yeah.
Man. Again,
you know, many people. The other thing is, dude, like there are deranged people in like any big city. You know, you'll find them in Tokyo, and like that's one thing. Like we mentioned, you know, most of the people in Tokyo are not from Tokyo, like many big cities around the world, and that's one thing they're concerned about is like weirdos. You know, like just crazy people.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, also one thing that we didn't mention about Takano Baba, bringing it back to something a little bit lighter and happier. That's the place where a fictional character, Astro Boy or Tetsuan Atom, was born.
Oh yeah, studio was there, right, Baba?
I don't know if the studio's there, but like that's Tezuka Osamu's character. I think the fictional character was supposed to have been born there in. I saw 2003 as a year, but I don't know if this story takes place in the future. I never read Astro Boy, but the reason I bring this up is because
I thought that was a studio.
They have the song, dude. When the doors open at the train station,
the jingle.
It's the theme song of Astro Boy, dude. Yeah. So like,
maybe
it's
not
like
that song.
Yeah.
Man, I used that station so many times when I was staying at Kamishakuji, because that's where you transfer to JR Baba. Yeah, man. Last time I've been to Baba
they have a little statue of Atom too, somewhere in the station.
Somewhere,
yeah.
I got out, but then, you know, I only went there to drink, and you see a lot, and Waseda is around there, right?
Oh, right.
So you see all these Waseda kids just drunk, like doing shit, or like just or like drunk, passed out on the street, stuff.
Right. So Waseda Daigaku is an Ivy League school in Tokyo, and it's off of the Takanowaba station. Actually, my editor went to Waseda.
Oh.
So like, you know, when people would say that, it's like, oh, it's kind of like Todai, like Tokyo University. You know, people are like, oh, okay, all right, highfalutin.
Okay, nerd. But yeah, other memory I have with Takanowaba, I met this dude, super like West Side, like dressing dude. He wears blue Dickie pants and everything blue.
Oh, okay, yeah. Chuck Taylors and
one of those, you know, one of those like Crip dudes, Japanese Crips. We see on IG.
Yeah,
one of those guys. Hey, I met that dude. I was like, Dak-san, doko ikimasu? Went to Shakey's Pizza. They have Shakey's Pizza. Baba.
Shakey's, dude.
Shakey's.
I still gotta go. I've still never been.
It's just a regular pizza joint.
Yeah, everybody says the same thing. That's probably why I've never gone anyway.
It's nothing like super impressive.
Right.
I mean, as an American, it's just like, okay, it's all you can eat pizza. So, okay, good enough reason for me. Let's go. Ikimashou.
Right.
And that was it, man. Just transferring trains, going to pizza, and drinking Takanowaba.
Hey, so this guy, Tokyo Crip, was he from Yokohama? Where was he from? Because I know up there they do a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, like all those like Crip stuff. It's Yokohama, Kawasaki, Yokohama, or Saitama. Maybe
right, so it's like farther out.
Yeah, not in central Tokyo. You have some kids, but it's not in like, you know, a large, you know, gang like groups and stuff. Right.
Yeah, when they got their lowriders and stuff. The first time I saw that myself was when I moved to Osaka. And then I saw lowriders, and I didn't see a lot of people, you know.
Oh, let's talk
wearing
about
colors and doing all that stuff.
Like those, I know those people. So let's have an episode with a lot of pictures. So
yeah, people need to see this because it's pretty amazing.
It is some fascinating stuff actually.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, these streamers, YouTubers, influencers, OnlyFans girls, IG models, whatever. Like, these things happen in Korea too, in Japan, China. I'm pretty sure is international. So
right.
Again, not condoning killing people over money, but
no, just don't take advantage of people, even if it's easy.
That's the weight of money. So
yeah. So I mean, rest in peace to Mogami Ai. It's real sad. She was very young, but yeah,
22, man. She started to scam this dude when she was 18.
Damn.
It's been going on for 4 years. 18. But yeah, man. Thing is, now we're getting new information about this girl online, like just snitching. Okay, see, that's the thing. This girl was pretty successful. She's one of the popular live streamer girls on this Japanese platform, right? And she's getting donations left and right, north and south, like up, down, like wherever, right?
From every direction.
Yeah, and literally and figuratively. But why did not, like $17,000? She could have paid him back. But why?
Yeah, I don't think she. Who knows? She probably didn't want to.
Oh, I know why. Because they said she was a hosugurui. Hosugurui.
Oh, so all that money was going straight to host?
Hosto, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's something I've never. I guess I can't say I'd never understand it, but it's like, it's the scammer getting scammed.
Yeah.
The whole like kyabajo and hosto kind of relationship, where all that money just goes to the yakuza. That's it. Like nobody holds on to their money.
Yeah.
And they're kind of stuck in that circle. It's just so weird. It's like those girls are taking money from customers to just give it
to the
as a customer to a host.
Or the hosto, They keep sometimes like they are rich hosts too, but still,
Right.
Imagine how much richer they are, one step above, which is, yeah, 8933, right? Was it 893?
Right. Yeah. It's 893. Yeah, that's Yakuza. Yeah.
But yeah, they say like
Also, I don't know if we mentioned this before, but like saying the word Yakuza in public in Japan is a big no-no.
Yeah, it's kind of
actually saying that word out loud is
awkward, and I'm just like,
you don't say that. That's why there's number codes for it, and there's this sign. If you don't want to say it verbally, you do this, and that means Yakuza. But it's like a whole thing, like because you don't know if they're in the vicinity, and you don't want to like attract any kind of problems, so you just don't mention.
Yeah, man.
It's like what's that Harry Potter character whose name cannot be mentioned?
I don't know, man. I never like Harry Potter.
I don't either, but at this point, that's just popular culture. There's a character who's the bad guy. I think he's the guy with no nose.
No nose?
Yeah.
Billy Corgan? He kind of looks like Billy Corgan.
But yeah, I don't know what the name is either. But I'll look it up, dude.
But then again, that's the thing too. Like these hosts, right? Oh, they get stabbed too. Again, man. Like I stayed in Kabukicho doing stuff, but now with IG,
Lord Voldemort, that's who it is, dude. So, are you Harry Potter fans out there?
Anyways, but yeah, if you go on Instagram, whatever, this one I think I put a link. I don't. Maybe it's not there anymore. Maybe it got deleted. Probably not. But there are girls who go crazy and stab these hosts.
Right.
Yeah, and there are videos.
And these are customers.
Customers or hosts who got extorted by. I mean, not extorted, but scammed by these hosts.
Well, they get scammed because these hosts, they're giving them money because the host is like, oh, I just need to be. They have their game too, where they're like, I need to be the most popular host, and then we can get married.
Cabajos, right? Yeah, same thing with Cabajos. Yeah.
You just got to think how you do this to your customers. What makes you think this host isn't doing that with you? Like, I just never understood that. Like, there's mangas about this type of relationship, and it just seems like
it's pretty real in Japan. See, that's the thing too, man. Like, you say, like, kawaii dake ja dame desu ka? Again, pretty girl in Japan, especially young pretty girl,
right?
Top of the food chain, they say. But in real life, underground real life, on top of that, there's always a handsome man.
Right.
And of course, above that, there's like 893s. But
right.
But I mean, that's why in Kabuki, ichimaime is the shujinko or like the girl, right? And nimaime is a pretty man. And sanmaime is the comic relief, right? Ha 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 type dude.
Right.
So they even have a word for it, like handsome man. It's a ikemen or nimaime.
Nimaime. Yeah. Okay, that's the first time I hear that one.
It's the they say when back in the day when they put billboards of a kabuki show, they have to show the actors, right?
Right.
Ichimaime, the main person.
Shujinko, right.
Shujinko, or the prettiest girl, or the producer. Whatever.
Right.
And nimaime, beautiful men.
Right.
Sanmaime is always like those like comedian dudes, that type dudes, right? So
right.
That just became like ichimaime. I never heard people say ichimaime, but nimaime you hear a lot, and sanmaime you hear a lot too. Aitsu sanmaime. Those dudes who always come to drinking party or the club and always do like the yeah, especially here. Like here, when they come to the States, it's like, okay, I'm gonna be a sanmaime because these guys are the shujinkos, and I can't compete with these nimaimes.
And so you're gonna be the comic relief.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, man.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, if you guys are interested, go on IG and tag, be like Shinjuku Kabukicho host or those things, then you will see a lot of blood and crazy people I mean, I kind of mentioned about it on when we talked about my Kabukicho sample video, my Kabukicho sample video. But yeah, man, those things again. So again, maybe it's just me being fucked up, but I was like, oh, okay. Immediately when I heard the story, heard the news, I'm like, okay, mata again. And it's really weird because like the whole scenario, just I could just guess.
Right.
And pretty much I was right about those things.
Because you did shows at night and in Kabukicho and Shibuya, Shinjuku, all these areas, you've met a lot of people that are the people we're describing. Like you've talked to them, you've had the opportunity of seeing like not only hearing what they think, but seeing how they operate. They'd show up to your shows after they were done working, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, and I'm pretty sure they were like tired and just wanted to hang out and have fun and stuff. So like, that's when people talk.
Yeah.
So you kind of already had, you know,
see,
some
that's
knowledge
the thing,
going
man.
in.
Like these girls, if anybody who's interested of dating kabajos or like those girls, man, if there's money between people, that's never a good sign.
Right.
Especially when it comes to like a dude and a girl relationship. If there's money in between, it's never a regular relationship. And it will not end up good. So, I mean, that's why a lot of girls, they will tell me stories because there's nothing, I'm not paying these girls. So, it's ningen and ningen conversation.
Right.
Human to human conversation.
Just
it's not
kanke.
like, yo, I work here and you're a customer.
Right.
So, and that's when, you know, girls, you know, they feel more comfortable with you. Because, you know, they don't have to kiss ass. I don't have to lie, whatever.
Right.
And of course, we have these motherfuckers at club, like hip hop dudes, lying to these girls.
Right. Well, they're off the
still,
clock.
like we're still the underground, but the major league is like Kabakura and hostel clubs. But hip hop clubs, us, we're like minor league. I heard like this dude try to impress these girls. Let's say like you were with me and we're talking to these girls, and this guy was like, こいつさ、来月ソニーからデビューだぜ。
Right, you gotta.
Like yeah, he's debuting from Sony Music Japan, like next month. And the girls
You
like,
gotta make up those stories,
yeah,
dude.
they're like just straight up lying, man. This dude doesn't even have a demo CD, but then the girls, they're off the clock, so they're like. I don't think that was like a dekiru onna no sashiseso, but genuinely like impressed because they don't know our world, right? At the same time, they're like, "Oh, すごい, yeah, ラッパーの彼女になりたい. I want to be a rapper's girlfriend," stuff like that. So,
right.
Well,
you know, the
there's
real
a cute
pros.
girl, the cute girl, hosto, yakuza, and bottom of the bottom. Hip hop dudes, just hustling, son, hustling. But yeah,
I was gonna say the real pros are never off the clock, dude. They're just scheming, dude.
Could be that too. Aiko-chan, そうだったっけ?
Right.
Anyways, but yeah, man.
That's funny, dude.
Japan nightlife. This is just a start, man. We should do a whole Kabukicho or Japan nightlife virtual tour type episode.
You do that on Google Maps? Go through and show the...
I think some of the stores, some of the mises,
it's probably not there anymore, huh?
But I'm pretty sure some of them are still there because I know this one place in front of the club I used to perform at. That joint was there before I got to Japan. And I think last time I checked, while we talked about, while I was looking at the Google Map for the Kabukicho episode, it was still there. This one spot.
Nice.
In Sakura Dori. But yeah, man. Those girls will come to the club too because probably they met their noruma early that day. They're like,ちょっといっぱいしよう. And they don't want to go to regular izakayas because people will see them, right?
Right. So, they don't want to run into any customers either.
Exactly. Because, these customers, like regular dudes, they go to those places, then they go to cheap izakayas, whatever, right?
Right.
And they would just come to a club because our club was like chika. Most clubs are downstairs in Japan. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say most, but a lot of them, they're downstairs.
A lot of them are, yeah.
So, and it was a kind of super dark and small club too. So it was kind of like a perfect nigeba for them, a hideout spot. They call it nigeba in Japanese. Yeah, just nigeba가 나인다.
It's a escape bar.
Yeah, but then they come listen to hip hop music, watch my bullshit show, then became friends and shit.
Yeah. Well, I wonder, like, was it like something very different for them? Like, I guess their style depends, right? But like a lot of these, depending if it's a hostess bar, or a hostess club, there's like different types of like people that work there, like girls, depending on the style of the place.
Yeah.
But the Garu's bar is like, that's like some gyaru,
super gyaru
type thing, right?
Yeah. But Garu's bar, they have many themes too. One bars I saw these on Aji was, it's on the Sakuramon Dori.
Okay.
The street that has there's Sakura Kabukicho Gate. Kabukicho Gate, not Sakuramon.
Okay. Sakuramon, you were saying that's where all the hostesses and everybody goes through there.
Goes to work, yeah.
So they don't be, and that's the one that doesn't have a snitch cam too, right?
No, it doesn't have.
Yeah, so it's you can.
But the Kabukicho Gate Street, there's a bar on the second floor, and they have like these girls hanging out on the window, and they cosplay as like Rei-chan or Asuka-chan or some kind of character. So all the gaijins like, oh my god, I'm in Kabukicho, and take videos, upload it to Aji. But the real deal starts from Sakuradori all the way down to Hanamichi-dori.
Right.
Natsukashi Hanamichi-dori.
You were mentioning there's different types of bars. Have you seen the Binta bars? Or like the Muki like muscle girl bars?
It didn't exist when I was there. It's pretty.
Yeah, I know. That's a new thing. Like
the one
didn't exist when I was there either. Yeah, like I mean the Binta stuff, like the slapping. I remember going to a maid cafe in Akihabara and they had that,
slapping
and I was like, what? Yeah. Like you could slap. Like I went there. They're like, Felipe, Ishan, Binta. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna pay someone to slap me. Are you stupid? But somebody else at the table did, and it was hilarious. But it was like a slap, like like that. But the stuff I've seen now with the muscle girl bar,
full swing,
they give you the full business, dude.
Man. Man.
And also, I think like foreigners mostly go to that.
Most of the dudes.
It looks like it.
Most of the posts
was full of gaijins.
Like full of gaijins, and one Japanese friend, probably he's in Japan, so he has to take him out, and all the gaijin dudes like, oh, let's go to this bar. Even that robot bar,
right?
That thing didn't exist when I was there.
Yeah,
that thing's fairly new. And Gira Gira
the Gundam's new, recent, I guess.
Gira Gira Garuzu. That one was there forever.
Right.
Was right next to the club I performed. So girls who used to work, worked at that bar would come to the club afterwards. And that's why, like, I went there, when I Gira Gira Garuzu once, because they're like, oh, Kino. Because I knew him. Like, before that, we're just outside. I'm just outside, like, what is this super, like, shiny place?
Right. Yeah, that place is a trip.
Yeah.
It looks crazy, dude.
It is. It's like the pinnacle. I mean, now we have other places too, but at the time, it was like the top of the line craziness of Tokyo.
Yeah,
visually.
We had a video where you showed photos, right?
Yeah,
I think we did. Yeah.
So yeah,
it looks nuts.
Yeah, because we will be outside. Again, we talked about giving out flyers, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like while we're doing konbini nomi outside the club, we will pass out flyers.
Right.
And then that was an excuse to talk to girls at the same time, right? 오늘 상どこ行くの? We're having a show here. Come over. Come here.
Right.
And some girls like, yeah, but you know, some girls like, これやってるんですか? Okay. And
right.
a lot of those like naughty girls who are like, you know, more like, okay, yeah, like, you know, they talk to us.
Right.
Turns out to be, you know, they're cabajo somewhere. They're
right.
like they work at Heresu and one of the like I think 2 girls worked at Gira Garesu. Yeah, because it's right next door, and they would just come and leave, and it's shit like that.
Right.
I went to Gira Garesu, got namabiru. What's it namabiru? Just one drink, and I was like, this really hurts my eyes. And I just left.
Oh, it's super bright inside.
Yeah,
it's
super
all
bright.
colorful.
It's like all
crazy.
mirrory, neon-y. It's crazy. And these girls, the thing is, like, these girls, they were like the Rio Festival looking bikinis.
What's Rio Festival?
Brazil Rio Festival.
Okay, yeah. Carnival,
like,
right, yeah.
Things like that. And at that point, you go inside, like, them wearing bikinis, it doesn't even matter. Like, your eye's about to explode anyway. So it's just like, it's bright inside. And with the, whatever, you know, crazy music going on.
Right.
It is a party
it's all,
time.
Yeah. It's all gay type.
And we're like,
You really have to be in the mood for that.
Yeah. Man, you saw the dude's picture, right? The dude who stabbed
he
him.
looked the part. He did look the part for sure.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, he was like a manga.
Yeah.
Osoroshi hanashi no manga akuyaku.
Yeah.
Like a scary story villain, dude.
Came to real life. I mean, you know, all those manga characters are based on real life too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Man, look at that. I looked at the picture. I'm like, yo, okay. Yeah, he looks like that. Man, that dude. Man, his picture, like, he looked like he haven't showered for like 3 months or something like that, man.
He couldn't pay the water bill, dude.
Probably.
It's like,
Probably.
She drove him to the poorhouse, dude.
Yo, and plus, you know, this dude, he came from Tochigi. You think he took a Shinkansen? Or you think he took a bus and fucking rode that shit for like
he walked,
6
dude.
hours or something like that?
Man, now that's why, dude, like... That's why it was like over 30 times that she got stabbed. Like he rode his bicycle from Tochigi, dude. He was heated by the time he got there.
Yo, to stab somebody over 30 times, man. That's something. I don't know.
Well, also, I mean, that guy, that was just his plan because he stayed. He didn't try to go anywhere.
Yeah.
He was just like, I'm going to do this.
I'm done. But yeah.
This lady was saying, this girl that was talking about it on her stream said that he was saying he wanted his money. It's like, well, that's not a way to get your money.
Yeah.
You're never going to get your money if you do that. But yeah, he just probably just lost his mind. It doesn't sound like someone who's all there.
These shockings, these depths, man. Like they say he got it from Yami King too, from a loan shark.
Right.
Ushijima-kun style.
Ushijima-kun. Yeah.
Yo, by the time he gets his money back, it's gonna be how many times more that he owes to Ushijima-kun.
Oh, man.
It's gonna be astronomical already.
Well, he's going to jail. So
that dude is done too, man. Probably he might. I mean, Japan still has death penalty, right? So probably shit.
You think? I didn't know Japan had the death penalty.
Hold up.
I didn't know that.
I think they do.
But I mean, if that's the case, dude, it's not looking good for this dude.
Yeah, Japan still has the death penalty.
Yo. Yeah, no, that guy just made up his mind. He was like,
Done.
Nani?
The whole 1, 2, 3 thing.
Yeah.
Delay. I mean, it's always like, do we go on 3 or it's like 1, 2, 3?
No, it's always on 3, dude.
But that's 4,
Who does
right?
that after the 3, dude? That's
why music people is always 3, 4, or 7, 8, because everybody goes on starts on the downbeat, right? 3, 4, 5,
right.
6,
I always just
7,
thought it
8.
was always on 3. 1, 2, 3, start. Right, yeah. But I mean, I've got delays, so I'm all late, dude. No, I'm just saying, like, the colors for this are like super happy cringe Musume colors.
Well, we talk about this.
We talk about like super dark people getting murdered and stuff.
We need contrast,
Man,
right?
So it's a nice contrast, yeah. Oh, by the way, I wanna thank people who commented on the type of art they wanted to see. Somebody mentioned they wanted to see color, so I did some color today. But the other thing I heard, Duck, that was pretty cool is a couple people told me they actually sat down and drew while listening to this. So it's kind of like a virtual like drawing hangout. You know, like I got shout out to Francis, shout out to Jose, shout out to Jackson. A couple of different people were like, hey, you know, this is a different pace. Like, you know, they weren't missing a bunch of things popping up, so they could kind of just look up, well, you know, from their drawing every once in a while to see where I'm at with my drawing. So yeah, it's cool. So
maybe we don't need graphics or visuals anymore. People just like, just talk. Let me see you guys.
So yeah, it's cool.
Thank you very much, guys. Anyways,
yeah,
that's it for today. See y'all in the comments then.
All right, see ya.
Peace.
Peace.